Hello friends, today we are going to start the Ball poem, a poem in your English book of class 10 NCERT. So before going into deep line by line summary of this poem, tell me something that was very dear to you and you lost it. How do you feel? Indeed, you feel very bad, and if you yourself have lost it, you feel guilty about it, right? So similarly, in this poem, there is a small boy, playing with a ball near the water, and he loses the ball in water, and the poet, who is standing to some distance away from him, observes the boy. So the poet describes about the thoughts that come into the mind of boy, how he realizes his responsibilities, and so many things. So let's move on to line by line summary. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. So now the poet here says that there was a boy who was playing with the ball very happily. The boy was indeed very happy, and the ball was also very happy playing with him. So here he has used the word merrily bouncing. So the ball is not going to bounce merrily. So here he has used a poetic device about which we'll learn later. So the poet says that he saw a boy playing with a ball. The boy and ball both were very happy playing with it. But suddenly this ball went into the water. And now what will the boy do? How will he react to this? Poet is just saying this in these 4 lines. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. So now the poet here says that the boy sees the ball, that it is going and floating with the water, and the boy is shaken in grief. He is in pain. He feels very bad and very sorry for the ball. This was his favorite ball and he was very attached to it. And now that the ball is going far from him, or he is losing the boy is shaken in grief. He is standing rigid. That means he is not showing any movement at all. So the poet says, but there is no use to go and say him that there are many other balls in this world. In the market, you can go and take another ball for you and play. Why this is of no use? Because the boy is very deeply attached to this ball, and at this moment any other thing or any other ball cannot replace this ball with the boy. Then the poet says, all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. This means that all his young days, in the previous days when he got the ball, he played with it with his friends, relatives, and maybe who else. So the boy spent a lot of time playing with the ball, and the ball became boy's favorite. And now that ball is going away from the boy. So the boy is shaken in grief. He is very sad. He is standing rigid without any movement. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. So the poet says that I am not going to go and disturb him, or I am not going to go and interfere on him. The process that is going on in his mind of losing a ball, happiness, sadness, all these things, I am not going to go and interfere on his matter. Why the poet says, he will tell in the next line. A dime, another ball is worthless. That means a poet is saying, if I go and give him some money, or if I go and buy a ball for him and give him the ball, but this all things are worthless. And we know the reason, because at this moment of time that the favorite ball of that boy has gone somewhere, and any other thing cannot replace it, because he was very deeply attached to the ball. Any of these sorts of poems just may not be in English. It may be in history, economics, geography, English, Hindi, any subject. You just connect it with your real life, and then you will understand the concepts really very well. Okay, so back to the poem. A diamond at the ball is worthless. Now he senses his first responsibility in the world of possessions. So I would just say that these 4 lines are very important in the poem. So the poet says that I would not intrude on him. Why does the poet say this? Because according to the poet, he is sensing his first responsibility. That means the boy is understanding that he was the one who was responsible for taking the care of that ball, but he was not able to take care of the ball. So he is responsible for losing his own ball. So the boy is understanding his own mistake. And now if the poet goes and tells him that there are many other balls, or the poet starts comforting him, then the boy would not realize his responsibility, and which will further be bad for him in his future. In the world of possessions, now there can be there can be separate question for every line in this. So because of that, I said that this paragraph is very important. In the world of possessions, now what does this in the world of possession means? So in this world there are many materialistic things, and we all want it, we all run after it. And in this world of possessions, we all possess some things, and more than possessing a thing or more than buying a thing, we keep on losing things. So the poet is saying if the boy now doesn't realize his responsibility, then in the future it would be very hard for him to sustain a change, or he will never learn how to come back from losing a something, or how to react to lose something. The poet says that he has sensed his first responsibility, and now he is aware of it. This was his first step towards becoming more bold, more courageous. And this will help him in future, because in future there would be many things. Maybe he will lose his relations, maybe he'll lose his goals, his dreams sometimes, and that time this boldness or courageousness that he has got now will be very useful for the boy. It's not only the boy, the poet is trying to connect these all things, and he's trying to explain us how to bear losses, or these all things that sense your responsibility. So losing a ball is just made an incident to describe or to make you learn from the incident. And ball is just a merry thing that the poet has signified. People will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. He's learning well behind his desperate eyes. So the poet is saying that in future people will take your balls. Now it's just that you have lost the ball and still you're sad. In future, some situations are going to come in your life where people will snatch your balls. They will take your balls. And balls here in the sense means your relations, or your dreams, your goals, or your some favorite things. So losing a ball is just a small incident. It's actually nothing. But in future when you come, you will realize that people are going to snatch your balls. And if you don't build up yourself in that way that you can cooperate with losing a ball, then you will feel very bad, or you will be totally broken when someone snatches your balls, and when in further you lose many balls. And the poet says that no one buys a ball back. So this line is also very important. Actually this stanza is also very important, but not important as the previous one. So the poet says that nobody will buy, and a thing that you have lost. Maybe you have lost some of your relations, maybe you have lost to some of your goals. You can again try for it, but for goals it's something different. But for relations, something that you have lost, you can never gain back. So no one buys a ball back means that if you lose anything in your life, you're never going to gain it back. So there is no point in sitting and crying or feeling sad for the thing that you have lost. Here for the ball But as this is very small child and this is the first time that he has sensed these all things, he is very sad about losing his own ball. Money is external. So poet says that money is external over here. All the experience of your life that you gain, or the way you react to your losses, or maybe your basic values, how you react with people, and these all things, money is external in the sense these all things money also can't buy you back. These all things you learn from the experiences of your life, and this is the first experience of the boy. He has sensed his responsibility, and now this will help him, this incident will help him to make him enough bold and make him enough courageous to it will help him to make himself very strong to bear different types of losses that he's going to face in his further life. He's learning well behind his desperate eyes. So the poet says that these all things the small boy is learning in his mind. So the poet is not going and telling him these all things. He's just thinking of it and he's watching the boy from some distance. The epistemology of losses. How to stand up. Now this epistemology means a nature of learning something. Knowledge of learning something means epistemology. So knowledge of learning how to bear with losses. So the boy is getting the knowledge by this incident. The boy is getting the knowledge of learning something. Learning what? Learning to bear with losses behind his desperate eyes, in the sense in his mind. Knowing how to stand up. Knowing what every man must know one day and most know many days how to stand up. So the poet here says that how to stand up in the sense when you face some severe loss, you generally break down, your heart breaks or you become very weak, you become very sad. So how to stand up again with courage from that situation that you're facing is what the boy is learning right now. So this was his first incident. Because he's a very small boy, this is a big thing for him, that his ball with which he used to play, he had lost it, and now he was feeling very sad for it, and now he has understood his mistake, and now he is getting the knowledge how to bear with that loss. And so in the future losses that he's going to face, it wouldn't be much difficult for him to continue life. And now, knowing what every man must know one day and must know many days how to stand up. So here the poet says that everyone has to know one or the other day how to stand up from the losses that you faced. But the difference is that many people know it towards the very end of their life, or many know at the middle way. So these people are not enough fortunate. But this boy, who is this very small boy, at a very young age, or at a very small age, he has come to know these all things by a small incident. He has understood his responsibility. He came to know how to deal with losses. And this boy is very fortunate who has known these things very early in life. And this is going to help him tremendously in his life when he is going to face further losses. So this was all about your poem, the ball poem. And personally, I like this poem very much. It is my not one of the favorite poem. So thank you, and we'll meet you with the next chapter in the next video.